managing with that. So we've avoided the cliff. Professor, I'd like to begin with you on this because, I mean, it's touching on the economy. So just borrowing from what the president had to say, out of every 10 shillings collected, 7 goes towards debt repayment. And according to the control of budget, as she mentioned, Kenya crossed the 10 trillion mark in June 2023. Right now, we are using a debt ceiling that is anchored at 55% of GDP in present value terms. So in terms of debt management, from where you sit, are we managing it in the right manner? And how much wiggle room do we actually have?
Let me start by stating that I listened to the president's speech. And one thing I have no doubt about is that the president is in tune with the national mood. He seems to know exactly what Kenyans are thinking, what Kenyans are worried about, and what Kenyans are concerned about. And you know, the questions he responded to, he tried to do that. So when you come to the issue of debt, it's interesting, somewhere in his speech, he said, I want money to pay the teachers. I don't remember him saying, I want money to pay debt. But there's no question about it that Kenya has a big debt and needs to start paying it. If you remember a few months ago, the government said, we are going to pay a part of Eurobond this month. And the market cheered. So if the government can pay part of that Eurobond debt this month, then that would be a very good evidence to show that we are getting out of the debt hole. So I think he painted a very optimistic view of how we are managing debt. But as we say, the test of pudding is eating. So once we say that we pay the Eurobond, part of Eurobond this year, and then that will be a very good indicator that what he said is true, that we are managing debt. Okay. But so far, we have avoided the debt distress, or we have avoided defaulting on debt, like the countries he doesn't want to mention, and I also not going to mention.
Well, countries like Ethiopia.
Because I agree with him that defaulting would be an economic disaster.
Okay, so and that's a route we cannot afford.
And if we can make sure we don't do that, okay, I think that would be a plus for him.
All right, so Dan, as you come in, because your matters centered around accountability.